Thursday evening, next Monday we will protest. We'll be moving room for Thursday. Turns out that a lot of people want to listen to the Nobel Share College. So most likely will be in a bigger room. I'll let you know again tomorrow what room will be in. You'll be joined by your seniors at other MBA classes, also the Thai class, and also MS studying students. But the classes you also, feel free to take the most advantage of it. The rest will just be observers. Last time we talked here on term sheet, and we talked about the rationale why we set up these terms in the term sheet negotiation. And we left off the part, the economic consequences of these term sheets, and that's today. Today, we see a lot of calculations, how the process of term sheet will affect the outcome. And let me talk a little bit about some of the items of the term sheet, so we're looking into more detail today. So the terms that have the most influence on the financial outcome in the end will be the liquidation. And let me highlight this. This one we're going to be examining in detail. Oops. A bit about this and the option pool, how this affects your outcome in the end, and anti-dilution. Now, in reality, there are a few more items that we could explore as well, like the limitation, the case that have been given to us. I think these 4 items are the ones which we can talk about with more precision. And we'll be looking at the implications of these 4 terms through the case of Optica. Last time I gave you some guiding questions, and you will try to go through those and look at the implications of the financing terms on the outcome. Anyone have a chance to do that? No? Not at all? Okay. Hopefully you get a case. Then let's take that. Okay, let's take as a starting point, and then talk about the overview of the case before we delve into the financial numbers. Then. Your booklet right now, I created a new file called Economic Terms in the Term Sheet, and we're going through the calculations of the implications of the liquidation preference, the anti-dilution and so on in the term sheet, and how they affect your eventual outcome. Okay? So this is so that you can see a sense of if you include these terms in the term sheet, what are you essentially saying to the founders? Last time, when we discussed the items of the term sheet, the main conclusion of what we see was that these are most common items that are found in the term sheet. In reality, you can put down anything that you want in a negotiation, because here we're talking about customized negotiation. What we've learned in most of the classes are standardized agreements. So we have to come to a conclusion of what are commonly acceptable. But here we have customized financing, so you can negotiate for anything that you want. What I want to show you is that once you put those terms into negotiation, what are the actual consequences of including those items on either the outcome of the startup themselves or the outcome of how you distribute the economic benefits of the investment. So today, let's use Optica as the flavor of this discussion, and then we use the information of Optica to explore the consequences of the liquidation preference and so on the eventual outcome. So to get started, let's set the scene. We'll talk about our situation first. Can anyone tell me what Optica as a company does? If you have to describe this company to someone, what makes the company stand out? What market is it in? Or would you like to have some time to read the case first before you begin? Your case is very clear. So, rather than me reading the case for you, it's best that you have a read the case first before we start doing it, because otherwise it loses all of the meaning of the case. So how about this? Okay, I'll give you, how long you guys need? Half an hour to read the case seriously, right? And then we'll come back and then try to crack the case together. Otherwise, if you start from nothing at all, I don't think this exercise will be meaningful to you at all. Okay, so let's see, 6:15, okay, 7:15, we'll start talking about the case, and then up to 7:30, you set up the case, about what we have to decide, and after the break, we'll come to the calculation together. Okay, so as you read the case, I want you to keep in mind the following questions that I raised. I sent this to the line group last time about this. Essentially, it will be a calculation case. I want you to also think about it from the business perspective too. So first, as you read the case, keep in mind, think a little bit about if you're a potential investor in the company. It could be a venture partner, it could be anyone who talks to this company. Is this company attractive to you as a venture capitalist? Okay, so that's the first thing to always keep in mind when you read through the case. And then also read through the term sheet, the legal language behind the term sheet. What is written in there? And as you read the term sheet, try to put yourself in the shoes of the guy. And then take a note of when you read this term, how do you feel about that term? Okay. Is this term really meant to help you, or is it more like something that is more helpful for the one who's giving you money instead? And then as for numerical exercise, I want to try to, at least by yourself, come up with the round valuation of the company. Then this is a series A round, but there was also a round before that where they raised money from seed investors. So try to think about how, based on the case information, what can you imply in terms of the round valuation? Okay, so the first 1, 2, 3 questions I want you to do, and then 4 and 5 we will do together in class, because these are more like guided calculations, so you can see. Does the case tell you how fast they're running out of money? We're running out of money, but how desperate are we? How soon do we need to find the money? Months. Okay, what in the case tells you about the urgency of the case? That in months, are we talking about 5, 6 months? Longer than that or shorter than that? How serious are we talking about? How serious situation? In startup financing, there's a word called a runway, which essentially comes from the image of a plane trying to take off, right? If you have a short runway, then you don't have a choice. You have to be able to take off in that short runway available, otherwise you crash and burn. Okay, the shorter the runway is, the less time that you have. And typically, the runway is determined by two things, right? The first one is how much cash do you have? then you divide that by how much cash you're really spending per month. And the name used in this business is the cash burn rate. Okay. Does the case tell you these two information? How much cash we're burning through each month? Okay, good, thank you. It's like 100K. And it says something like plus another 100, right? There are two things, right? Direct wages and so on, that's 100K. If you include that development cost, it's another 100K. So that's how much cash you need per month, because at the moment we don't really have the revenue. Right? Does the case say anything about how much cash we have right now? Not sure, right? But I think that's the other ingredient you need if you have to get a sense of how serious this situation is. So we need to raise fundings. People raise funding from venture capital funds and so on. They're trying to give you about a runway of about 12 to 18 months. Because if you give a startup company too much cash, when the company isn't really able to generate profit or even revenue yet, we learned in corporate finance that the more cash you give someone, the more likely the founder is going to spend cash on things that you don't need instead. And so one way for VCs to exercise some discipline over startup is to give them enough cash to seed, but not all the cash they need all at once, so that they need to keep proving themselves over time and then injecting money over time. So the typical runway that VC will provide is about 12 to 18 months. I think 18 will probably be a more accurate number, right? Because if you provide a startup with only 18 months of financing, the negotiation for each funding round can take about 6 to 12 months. So if you give them just 12 months worth of financing, it means once you receive the money, we have to think about raising money in the next round already. So having too short a runway can also distract founders from actually doing the business as well. But on the other hand, giving too long a runway will give the founders too much sense of security that they may end up wasting the cash instead. Right? There are even jokes about, if you want to buy nice Herman Miller chairs, just go to Silicon Valley, because that's where all the chairs are. The startup founders try to invest that money, or they spend money on the chairs for their employees instead. So when the company is actually robust, the only thing that's worthy recover for the company that are chairs. There's even an article about why startup companies shouldn't really be buying those chairs yet, because they haven't proved themselves yet. But the fact that they can reflects the fact that they were able to raise a lot of lump sum money up front. If you were talking about VC about 5-10 years ago, I think the runway that people gave were longer than 18 months. But a lot of companies have proven themselves to be not good spenders of money, so they try to rein in a little bit. I think 18 months is the right balance, but people try to use them. Okay, good, running out of money. We have quite a short runway, and I think the case probably in terms of like the next few months, really, right? What have you done in the past, okay, to try to stay afloat? What was the last time you received fundings? Can you give me a bit of history of companies' fundings, at least in the case? Okay, thank you. You're taking a loan from whom? From whom, sorry? Okay, thank you. The Woodland Venture Partner, right? Rich loan. How much was that? Okay, thank you. What are the terms? What kind of interest? 50, sorry, 50. What are the terms in the loan? What kind of interest rate are we being charged in?
They have to pay 700.
Okay. When?
They succeed.
6 months from now. Or whenever Series A funding closes, right? Okay, good. Do we have any history of fundraising? Prior to Wooden Ventures, did we raise any funds before?
From angel investor.
Okay. That was the other number I wrote down, right? B15. And that was about, we have dates, I'm not sure whether dates. Okay, and the Wooden Venture Partner bridge loan was September 15. Okay, good. And now we are November 15. Right? So what's our situation right now? We're raising funds. How much funds are we raising? How much funds are we raising in this round? 5, what, sorry? Okay, 5 billion. Alright, what does the case say about our experience in fundraising? How many people have we been talking to so far? Are we having a comfortable time raising funding this round? What does the case say about our fundraising experience so far for Series A? We've taken the bridge loan from Wooden Ventures in September, right? So a month since then. Not quite successful. Okay, we've been talking to a few people, not quite successful so far. So let's take a step back. Maybe you were a venture capitalist looking at Optica. Would you want to invest in Optica? If you want to assess Optica, what kind of questions, what kind of aspects of the company are you looking for? Product, revenue model, okay. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Anything else that you guys think that you want to ask or you want to know more about the company? You try to evaluate an opportunity.
Less experience.
Yeah, what, sorry?
Less experience in entrepreneurship.
Okay, experience as entrepreneur. Anything else? Keep coming. If you can think of anything, feel free to have. The future plans, okay. Okay, good. So let's try to fill in some of the information, right? Product, revenue model, experience, future plans. Let's start with product first. What business are we in? What's our market? Okay, security software. And what's your sense of the market in the case? Alright. If you were given a chance to invest in a company's software business back then, let's look at the macro view first. Right? Would you want to pick this industry to invest in? It's growing, right? So let's think about the market first. It's growing market. So number one, how do you define the software market? And number two, what problems are we really solving? And number three, who are our customers in the market? When you talk about software market, what is it? Software security, what does it exactly mean? What problem does a software security market? Okay, data leaks. If you think of anything, feel free to shout out, keep it coming. I'll just try to write down what you say, and we can organize our thoughts later. Data leaks, anything else? So when you talk about growing market, right, growing security software market, what are people paying for? All right, safety. But when you say safety, what kind of safety are they paying to protect against? Right. If you talk about security software market, how many problems are there really in this market you're trying to solve?
They only relate to the financial loss.
Okay. The privacy and so on too, right? Leads to financial loss from corporate espionage, secrets being leaked out, or your identity being stolen, and so on. So when we say this market is growing, the kind of revenue being spent on the market, what are people spending money for exactly? How when you say they spend to buy security software, who are the customers you have in mind?
Large corporations.
Okay, large corporation. What else? So how do you get them to buy?
By convincing them that data breach is actually a big problem.
Alright. So let's talk about this. How do you convince large companies that data breach is a big problem and then you should be the one who helps solve that problem? Anyone with experience in IT security or some software procurement in the room? Let's just say when you talk about softwares, how many softwares do you use in your life each day? When we talk about IT security, how many IT security softwares do you think companies use? Sorry? Antivirus, okay, good. Anything else? Have you heard of a company called Yip Insoy in Thailand? Yip Insoy. YIP. No? Alright, so let's Google the company together. I don't think they have an English version today. They don't. Okay. No worries. So based on a quick read of this website, what do you think they do?
I think they provide the full scope of IT solutions and they do the whole programming in a sector, doing the money for any accounting financing. So I think they would also do HR, inventory.
If you had to guess, okay, by the way, they have a lot of big companies as their clients. If you had to guess, do you think they write their own softwares? No. So, whose softwares do you think they use then? Also big, right? Some of you may have had experience with SAP consultants or maybe SAP consultants yourself. Companies that SAP consultants don't actually write the SAP program, right? Just help implement the software. That's how the software industry works in general. There are many softwares that use Sometimes some software companies specialize in just one particular part. To have an IT service in a company, you sometimes have to put together many pieces in order to construct a whole IT workflow. Right? So companies like this, like Ellipsoid, exist to aggregate all these small individual pieces and then sell it to you as a solution instead. So if you have to describe OptiGuard, would OptiGuard look like a company like Ellipsoid, or would OptiGuard look like small pieces that we sell to Ellipsoid instead? So that's I think that's one of the intention of the case. Right? The case writes to paint a very rosy picture of an industry for you that this is a very big problem. We all care about data security. This was 4 years ago, and to talk about data security today is even more important. Right? The World Economic Forum came out with a report a few days ago that one of the 5 areas that Thailand is lacking right now is cybersecurity too. So it's never been more important to be in cybersecurity space. But the question is, cybersecurity is important, but who would be the one who's able to capture that market? One of the important things that a VC has to evaluate also is, it could be a big market, yes, but can you really scale or be the one that enters in that market? Like last time in the Mumante case, we have a very big soft drink market, right? But it's a big market, but if it's very fragmented, then that market size might not be very much to you. Perhaps your addressable market is a lot less than what the big market is about. So here's an example of a fragmented industry. And there are 2 types of fragmented industry, right? One is a horizontal fragmented industry, where we have many people doing pretty much the same thing, almost exactly the same thing, undifferentiated. And if you're in that business, the playbook is clear, right? It's go and consolidate. If you go and look at the case study of Curry arrived at the scene in Asia, I think, more than 10 years ago, if I recall correctly. Okay, but back then, nobody knew they were Curry. They were just one company that started buying out all these small logistics companies in Thailand. 10 years ago, right, logistics company in Thailand was really like, if you have a fleet of cars or trucks, then you can do logistics. So there are many small logistics companies scattered around in logistics. And then Curry came in and said, look, that's very inefficient. You guys are really providing the same thing. So let's aggregate, let's consolidate, and then we can, use the productive efficiency to provide cheaper, to provide better services. If that's the kind of fragmented industry we're talking about, no problem. But if fragmented industry, but with differentiated product, and you can't just tell all the soft drink brands to agglomerate as one. In fact, the fact that there's many soft drink brands but owned by a small number of companies tells you a different story about that industry. Right? The industry is fragmented because it's meant to be that way. Consumers want to choose. So even though in total that industry looks big, effectively it's not a very big industry because it comprises many small sub-markets. Here's an example, right? IT. IT here is even worse because IT, we have fragmented in terms of the products, differentiated. We also have fragmented in terms of value chain too. Many points along the value chain, from the people who are in the back end, people in the front end, people who are at the mobile devices, people who run the enterprise part. But when they talk about the cybersecurity industry, the IT industry, they aggregate all of them. Okay, so here's one thing we have to be a little careful about looking at reading. Okay. Macro level, very interesting, but what is really addressable for me? What's the sales process? Who are my real customers? There are lots of people who end up exposed to risk when the company, when there's data privacy breach, right? But are they really the ones paying the money? Okay. They're not the ones paying the money themselves, even though that's a big problem to them. But if our product doesn't address them directly, then that's not a product market fit. You may have heard this word when you read the startup material, but that's what it means. Right? There's a market for this, but the product that we have and also the buying process that the that's involved along the way, we actually don't have very good fit. So this case is not really meant to be a case to evaluate business opportunities. I think one of the aspects we can learn out of it here is that it's important to not get carried away by a macro commentary. Right? We have very promising and also a fast-growing market. But if that market is hard to attack, then a slower-growing market that's easy to attack might be more attractive than a fast market that you don't really have a clear plan of how to capture a share of that growing market. Okay, so I'll just write a few keywords here to remind you the points that we discussed. Okay. So Yip Soy here is the, you can think of that as the IT aggregator. Because if you are an IT executive in a company, you don't want to talk to all these hundreds of small software companies. You know you have a problem to solve, but if it takes talking to many people to solve just this one single problem, you might be willing to pay other people to face all that small problems for you. So you as a software developer like Optita, so who's really my real customer? Do we go and sell to those enterprises, or do we go and sell to those IT aggregators? I'm not sure, right? The case is to give you that enough information. But here, what you learn in marketing, like the customer journey, the buying process, or the influencers, or the gatekeepers, become very important, especially when you have a product that you're doing a B2B service like this. So here, the purchase decision and customer journey really matters. So you have a fast-growing market. But fragmented, hard to attack. Versus a slower growing market. Okay, but more homogeneous. So this could actually be easier to attack. The bottom line is try to think about what the addressable part really means. So it means you being able to answer all these questions too, right? Addressable means attackable market. If it's a big market, yes, but you have no plan on how to attack that market, that should really be part of your addressable market calculation. Don't have a clear go-to-market strategy, it's not then the addressable part loses all its meaning. Right? So when people talk about product market fit, that's what it really means. Okay? When you try to quantify a market opportunity, if you don't do it carefully, you can end up misleading yourself, then it becomes not so meaningful. Right, so let me read that for you in case you can't read my handwriting. Okay, so the purchase decision and customer journey matter. If you have a fast-growing market but fragmented, that could be hard to attack compared to slower-growing market, more homogeneous. If that's the case, then it might be easier to attack. Right? So when we talk about market, be aware of the sub-markets within that. When you talk about your total addressable market, the addressable part means you really have a way of capturing that market. So, if you don't have a clear way of how to reach your customer, your go-to-market strategy, when you have a right product market fit, then the addressable part will become misleading. Okay, your real market may be a lot narrower than you think it is. For example, if I want you to estimate, okay, let's set up a bubble tea shop around here, and you give me the numbers of the bubble tea market in the whole of Thailand. That's already missing the point, right? Because you're setting up shop in July area, so your addressable market should really be your potential customers in this area. People who are already here or people who are willing to travel to here. If you include the whole Thailand as your market, then that's not really doing ourselves a favor. So here is, so that was a simplified way of thinking about addressable market, but in reality, the addressable part means these are the ones who could really potentially pay you. You have a way to reach them. If you don't have a way to reach them, then that number will just be an overestimate of what it could potentially be. Okay. All right. So before we take a break, let me give you 5 minutes, okay, for you to individually think about the round valuation. We have some financial numbers here already. And we have 2 rounds, the angel round and the Series A round. The angel round was 0.315 million, the Series A round is 5 million. At each of these rounds, what are the pre-money and post-money valuation altogether? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to do that, and we'll come back after 5 minutes to discuss what your or what the valuation implied case is.
A little teaser for the calculation we're doing together today. Now to figure out round valuation, let me give you a hint. The best way to infer round valuation is to look at the amount of financing raised compared with something. Okay, so the key numbers you want. Two numbers already here. How much funds you raise. Okay, that's the first critical part. And the next critical part, I won't tell you what that is yet, but once you have that other part, you know immediately what that round financing valuation implies. You can use the word valuation if you want, you can use the word pricing if you want, because in the VC context, you really need pricing. Okay, so I think I'll just replace the word, not valuation, I'll just replace the word with pricing instead. To be more technically correct. What's the other critical piece of information that we need in order to figure out the pricing of the round? (7.8%). If you elaborate more, what do you mean by 7.8% and how do you use that
It's
information?
saying that the represents 7.8% of the income.
Very, very good. So that's the answer, right? The pricing is how you determine what you get in exchange for your investment. So if you invest in 15K, the next information you need is what you get back in return for that funding. So if you get 7.8% of the company in return for 315K, then 100% of the company must be valued at 315 divided by 7.8%. In other words, your funding divided by how much you get as percentage of the company. Who then be the one that determines how much, what's the pricing agreed in that round? All right. Then you tell me where you got that number from. Page number 4. Alright, let's see. Alright, good. Here, right, it says this graph represents 7.8% of obligates equity. So you infer back, we could T divided by 7.8%. Let me show you where the 7.8% comes from. In this cap table, 7.8% corresponds to 140,000 shares that one each get. Okay, let me just slash down the thousand and call one at 1,000 instead. So 140 here compared to how many shares there are outstanding. But remember one thing, when we calculate company ownership, always do it on a fully diluted basis. Okay, two numbers here. The number of common shares 1,640 and number of common shares 1,800. So we calculate valuation or pricing in any time, always use a fully diluted basis. Because we have to assume in the worst case that all the options you grant, if they're fully invested and then exercised, what is the after all that dilution, what do I still